Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Perennial. It's time for yet another round of 16 matchup here with the closest one on paper, Hatsune Miku versus EMPICONES, Seed 8 versus Seed 9. We've already been blessed with 2 tiebreakers today in the round of 16. Let's see if we can keep a good thing going. I'm Dio. I'm here with my boy Demarsh for this match. What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, Dio? Yeah, I mean, Hatsune Miku, EMPICONES, what a battle this could be. If any of them should be going to tiebreaker, on paper, it should be going to this one. But I think there's a little bit we've got to talk about, especially in terms of Hatsune Miku and their qualified performance.
Yeah, they played with 2 missing players, Intercamping and Kama. Now, if you know anything about the players on this team, you know that missing Intercamping and Kama is missing 2 people who are ostensibly in for a large portion of maps for this team. So I think on paper, you're definitely preferring Hatsune Miku a little bit more out of the qualifiers, just because they were still able to get top 8 even while missing those 2 all-rounders. But EMPICONES had a very, very good group stage. I believe they were one of the teams that went 10-0 through their group, and yes, they were. And they were against seeds 24 and 25 in groups, so to go 10-0 is still a tough ask there. Let's take a look at the qualifier seeding again. Missing Kama and Intercamping for Hatsune Miku during the qualifiers, but still a pretty solid showing, especially on the free mod and DT pools. Top 5 on 4 separate maps in the qualifiers for this team.
Yeah, and EMPICONES, although not necessarily that good on things like that No Mod 2, and a couple of their harder up maps, they're pretty solid results elsewhere. Top 2 in that free mod 1, as well as 5th in Hidden 1. So they've got some really strong potential maps. Don't forget that DT1 as well, number 2. And again, like you said, a very good group stage performance, no issues whatsoever. And we managed to see some star players come out of that. Nusu, in particular, had an amazing group stage. So with it being slightly less difficult than the qualifying stage, you'd expect to still see some strong lineups from this EMPICONES roster.
Yeah, especially on a lot of the gimmick picks, right? The hiddens and more gimmicky no mods and free mods, I think they're going to have a very good time with. Whereas I think they'll probably see a few speed bans out of EMPICONES here near the start of the match. Any of the no mod 5, DT2, DT3, no mod 2 as well. I think any 2 of those maps are going to be banned, and 2 of them are going to be picked by Hatsune Miku here to start things off. Whereas for Hatsune Miku's bans and EMPICONES picks, not super certain. I think there's quite a few options. Stuff like the no mod 6 would make sense. Stuff like the Hidden 2, Hidden 3. Hopefully we get to see the free mod 3. While we've been blessed with 2 tiebreakers so far this weekend, we have not been blessed in terms of picks on the original song, as it has been picked 0 times so far this weekend. So definitely hoping to see that throughout the weekend. Would be a shame to commission a song in the background and not see it get played. So I can't force the teams to pick it, but I'm definitely hoping they do.
Well, there is still plenty of time. We're still only the first day of the round of 16, so I'm sure there's at least a team out there who feels like it could be their kind of map.
Surely. Well, for now, just waiting on the ban from the red team. Again, probably one of the more gimmicky picks in the pool. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like the no mod 6, the DT4, the no mod 3 or 4, the Hidden 2, maybe the Hidden 3. We'll see where they want to go with it. EMPICONES with a lot of very good reading players and alt players, aim control players. So I tend to expect them to go into that a lot more than some of the more mechanics-focused picks. Whereas Hatsune Miku, I think, can abuse mechanics, particularly speed and tapping, but also a lot of generally very good mechanics players on this roster. So I think that's where you're going to expect these teams to pick into. That said, it's not like either of these teams have super free picks. I think outside of the raw speed for Hatsune Miku, I think that's really the only kind of set of free picks in this matchup. DT2, DT3, very likely to be first picks for this team.
Yeah, definitely. I think EMPICONES might find themselves having things like, we saw the DT3 was banned against them by eating them up in the group stage. Also, Mental Chainsaw was banned against them. So I'd agree with the taking out some of the gimmick maps might be to their benefit. to make this pool a little bit easier. And yeah, it's going to be that DT4.
Yeah, very finger control heavy for the DT4. A little bit of reading, a lot of overlapping patterns in that map. So not too surprising to see it taken out of the pool by Hatsune Miku. And now for the first pick, I mean, we've been talking about it so far. It is just time for speed map. It's time for DT2, DT3. Let's see which one they want to go with. I think DT3 is maybe a little better for Hatsune Miku. They have players like Arnold who really prefer that kind of density, high BPM speed. That map a custom by Mount and Nissan, DASDWQDF. And their mapping style very much matches the style of speed that some of the players from Hatsune Miku really prefer. But obviously won't be surprised if it's just the DT2 first either, as again, I think those are the two most straightforward picks in the pool for either team. So Hatsune Miku having both of them definitely gives them a little bit of a leg up here at the start. They don't want to go there. I think just generally going into some of the other mechanics picks should be good for them. They have a lot of very, very high skill cap mechanics players, and that's kind of a necessity on this pool. Stuff like the Nomad one and Hidden one are a lot harder than they first appear, so picking into some of those could be pretty solid for this team. Usually you think of Nomad one as kind of a RNG pick, but it is super, super high spacing. You really need very, very good aim skill cap to play that map well.
Yeah, definitely. And then if, there are some other picks in there as well that I think EMPICONES might try and get into early. There's that Hard Rock 3, which is that hollowing style Hard Rock map. And, that's something that I think is, it's something that's kind of gimmicky in a way. It's very old style mapping, and sometimes it catches a lot of people out. There's a lot of volatile patterns in there, and I definitely see maybe they go that way, but we are still waiting on the pick.
Yeah, they're going to run the timer out here, and probably have to use an extension. So we're going to get an extension for the first pick right off the bat. That is definitely too late, so that's one extension gone for them, but it's going to be the Free Mod 1 pick. You do get 3 30-second extensions. If you ever go over a timer, you are allowed 3 extensions of 30 seconds each. So that's one extension down for Hatsune Miku. They're going to use it right on the first pick there, just with the pick being 12 or 9 seconds late. So unfortunate to use that on the first pick, but it'll be the Free Mod 1 high BPM density awkward aim pick here. Different from the Hidden one in that there's really no bursts in this map. It's 240 BPM, so it might seem a little scary at first, but this is all about the awkward aim and general aim mechanics on this map.
Yeah, and what you tend to find as well is that a lot of the Hard Rock players will feel, or a lot of the players who decide to put Hard Rock on this, we'll do it more as a comfort thing rather than try and no-mod the AR 9.2, because it probably just feels a little bit slow for these caliber of players. So I'd be surprised unless they're a really reading heavy team to pick more than one Hidden for this. I feel like Hard Rock is definitely the preferred mod choice if you're going to overmod in this case, which I'd be surprised not to see Hatsune Miku not do, given their roster variety.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to end up overmodding at all. I mean, I know there's a lot of pretty solid density players on this team, but quite a lot of good Hard Rock players as well, so we'll just have to see exactly where they want to go with it. 6 Nusu on the wrong team at the moment, waiting for them to switch over to EMPICONES. And talked about this matchup, excuse me, hopefully being pretty close. I just saw from the ref side that their initial rolls were exactly the same. Both captains rolled 62. They had to roll twice. So yeah. Match a little close from the start here. And it looks like we're finally getting the rosters in for both of these teams. Kama, Riot, Arnold, I believe Suntan is actually on EMPICONES, so waiting for them to switch over. And for one more player on the side of Hatsune Miku, Suntan, Pez, Carlos Flo, and Twilight in for EMPICONES. Looks like number 37, the last player for Hatsune Miku. Rules for free mod here are pretty much exactly the same as OWC, but easy is allowed as well. So we'll see if anybody, probably not taking easy on this map, but maybe we see an overmod into Hard Rock, as Demarche was saying earlier.
It's funny you mentioned that, rolling the same number twice. I think that happened in Tea Party versus European Goats.
Really?
Where one player managed to roll the exact same number twice. And it's like, deja vu.
We actually do have a bit of an overmod on both teams. It's a Hard Rock overmod for EMPICONES and a hidden overmod for Hatsune Miku. Arnold, of course, a preference hidden player, and number 37 also a preference hidden player. So 2 preference hidden players for Hatsune Miku, and 2 preference Hard Rock for EMPICONES on this map. The only no mods on Kama and Twilight. Kama actually without no fail shouldn't matter for this map. I don't think he's failing this anyway, and it doesn't affect the score, so probably not a problem. And we'll get into the map. Very, very early break for Arnold here, but everybody else holding on to the full combos so far. Accuracy in favor of EMPICONES, but there goes the combo for Pez as well. And apparently Kama has no fail, and it's just not showing on the client, so that's awesome. Love the tournament client for that.
Yeah, shout-outs to the tournament client for, once again, disobeying our direct orders. But yeah, getting back into this. Number 37, and Arnold struggling a bit with a hidden... the Hard Rock players from EMPICONES definitely settling much more into a better performance overall as the overmodders, but they have lost their no mod, which is pretty crucial at this stage.
We're already halfway through to March. This is a very short map, less than 2 minutes. FC's still intact on Suntan, Carlos, Kama, and Riot. So 2 FCs per team, but there goes Arnold once again. There goes number 37 again. And those preference hiddens not looking like a very good preference right now, as the breaks all coming from that bottom row for Hatsune Miku. Suntan and Carlos both go down, though. That's the FCs gone for EMPICONES now. And it's just Pez and Twilight versus the double FC from Kama and Riot. But Kama misses the last note of that jump section, and now it's Riot versus the world on the first pick for Hatsune Miku. Pez and Twilight holding these big combos should be enough to keep this 150,000 score lead on the side of EMPICONES, and that's a break point on Hatsune Miku's first pick. The higher seeded team getting broken point on their first pick.
Yeah, they certainly have been broken on that map. The Hard Rocks coming in clutch. Carlos, Flo, and Pez absolutely doing the work. And then Twilight managing to hold on to the end. But yeah, you could just see those combos. It's got nothing to do with accuracy. Like number 37 on 98.6. It was just bad timings on the misses and the slide rates. And that's what a short map will do to you.
And we're going to see Nomad 6, I believe, picked for the second time. We did see this get picked in APAC Radiant versus the Freak Squad. This is those metadata stats are not lying to you. This is AR 1.8, but it is an extremely straightforward map on AR 1.8. Obviously, the Nomad gimmick map. I think this is an extremely accessible, super low approach rate map. The patterns are somewhat simple, and this is quite literally a 4-star map, so it's all about how well you can handle that super low approach rate. Some reading players may not think this is super reading focused just because the patterning is not all that complex, but if you have complex patterning on AR 1.8, it's going to be pretty rough. So on this difficulty, kind of needs to be a little bit straightforward. We'll have some more interesting reading maps later on in the tournament, though. Stay tuned for those.
Yeah, it kind of gives me that Dio's Autumn Singles. I can't remember which map it was now that was like...
That was 4 years ago, bro. Goddamn.
Yeah, no, but you remember, you did the TV size... The Hard Rock 4, wasn't it?
I don't even remember that. How are you remembering this? I don't even remember.
Bro, that your Hard Rock 4 was CS 9.1.
Oh, yeah.
How could I forget that? Yeah,
Okay.
This is like similar vibes. Like
Okay, that one I do remember. I thought you were talking about a reading pick. I was like, what? Where are we going with this? Oh, yeah. It's a metadata test, right? How well can you handle the metadata being super extreme?
That's it. Same feels. Just you're punishing hidden players now rather than the old Hard Rock players.
Yeah. All right, getting into it here. Both teams ready to go. Number 37, Arnold and Riot for Hatsune Miku. Batball, TFGE, 6 Nusu 9, and Twilight in for EMPICONES. And I have to say, I kind of prefer the roster for EMPICONES on this one. Number 37 and Arnold going to be the players to look out for on the side of Hatsune Miku. Very, very good low approach rate players there. But Batball, Twilight, Nusu, all extremely good low AR players as well. And again, this is accessible enough that I think some of these players who aren't usually super good on this can score pretty well. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, immediately you can see just how dense it is when you can see up to, I think, 6 notes in the future start appearing when you need to click your first one. And first one to be tripped up there is Arnold. That is a surprise.
And now Kama also finding a slider break for Hatsune Miku. It's 4 full combos still intact for EMPICONES. How long can they hold on to this multi-wave full combo? Another break on the aim, actually, for Kama. Felt like a misread as well. There go Riot and number 37 as well. And suddenly it's 4 full combos to nothing in the favor of EMPICONES. And this first pick looking very, very good for them.
What is this? There we are. Okay. Alright, I just imagined a world where there were 4 FCs on this map.
It's doable. It's certainly doable, but not going to happen here. TFG and Twilight is still going strong, though, and there's no real combo on the side of Hatsune Miku to combat it. You have 150 combo on number 37, and that's it. He's the only player who looks really comfortable as well. You have 82 accuracy on Kama, 91 ac on Riot, 94 ac on Arnold, who, honestly, I thought would do better on this map. And unfortunately, just not going to be nearly enough to compete on this with the double FC. 6 Nusu and Batball as well on very good accuracy. And there goes number 37 once again. And that is more than double team score for EMPICONES on this pick. An absolutely, completely dominant first pick for them here on the Nomad 6.
Yeah, that is ridiculous that they 2v4'd that TFG and Twilight. That is nuts. If that doesn't tell you they're a reading team and a gimmick team, I don't know what will.
Yeah, either FC plus 1 player is enough to 2v4 that for EMPICONES. That is a crazy scoreline. Very, very good for them.
I think, though, that's a map that they definitely went in and practiced to pull home those scores. I think there's been a lot of behind-the-scenes prep to get that. Yes.
You have to on something like that. I mean, it's learnable, but that's the key word, learnable. If you don't practice it, learning it on the fly is not super easy. But, I mean, you can go from, very, very low score to triple or quadruple or 5 times your score in just a couple attempts on that map. So it's very learnable, but you do have to practice it a few times to get it down pat. All right, and on to the next pick now for Hatsune Miku. The free mod 1 not working out so well, but with the no mod 5 banned for EMPICONES, I mean, I just have to think it's one of these DT picks, right? I mean, I feel like that is the area that makes the most sense. They were extremely good on the DT pool and qualifiers. Their DT scores and quals, especially on the speed maps in particular, not the DT1, of course, but on the speed maps, were far better than EMPICONES. So I just have to think it's going to be one of those 2... speed DT picks here. If it's not, I'm going to be very surprised, just because I almost certainly think the ban for EMPICONES is going to be one of those remaining speed picks anyway. So, I mean, maybe at this point you can just leave it up to them to ban the one they dislike the most, because you're always going to be able to play the other one. But down at a breakpoint, you definitely want to get something on the board here.
I mean, one thing that definitely stands out to me is I've been looking through the EMP, and I haven't seen certain players. It is going to be the DT2, though, from Hatsune Miku. But there were certain players from the side of Hatsune Miku that I hadn't seen yet. And I was expecting to see for, like the maps you mentioned, like this DT2 or DT3. I hadn't seen them join the lobby, so I didn't know whether they were potentially missing players or not. But if they are... they might be in even more trouble than we realized.
Well, there's Matthew, So they're going to have at least one of those speed demons in. And honestly, even just their roster from Slanley with Riot, number 37, and Arnold would, I think, be enough to win this pick anyway. This is still a very, very good speed team for Hatsune Miku. And there's Woodchi also joining the lobby now. So they have a ridiculous speed roster with now Mathy, Woodchi, Arnold, and Riot in on this map. And this is the kind of roster that strikes fear into the hearts of men, right? This is why you do not want to play this against this team.
Yeah, definitely. This is a scary lineup. Potentially one of the strongest in the bracket stage on paper. And if they perform how we expect to, this will be a tough pick for EMPICONES to battle on.
There's definitely some good speed players on the side of EMPICONES as well. Pez and Suntan in particular are very, very good speed players, even into higher star rating than this. But still going to be very tough against a roster that, I mean, just look at the left side of the screen, right? This is a tough map to win. And yeah, Batball is in for EMPICONES. Look, Batball's a great player, but he's not a speed one-trick, that's for sure. And he's no speed demon. He can play it, but he's not a speed demon. That's not what he's known for. And can't say that for any of the other players on the side of Hatsune Miku. All of these players are at some level known for their speed and DT prowess, so you have to favor Hatsune Miku pretty heavily on this map. Good luck to both teams, but we'll see how this goes. On to the DT2 here. Getting into the first custom map that we have seen so far this match. This DT2 mapped by Elcheer specifically for this tournament and this round. Thanks to Elcheer for the map. Fun fact about this custom, this was very, very few adjustments. I think the only major adjustments was we raised the AR, and that was basically it. So, fantastic job by Elcheer, and already an early miss from Batball on this map. The accuracy still good for now, but early miss on the side of EMPICONES, and slight score lead to Hatsune Miku for it.
Yeah, and I just want to update people on a couple of the stats because they haven't quite translated across. This map is 7.38 stars, and yeah, the OD is 9.8, obviously not OD8. I don't know why those ones specifically break, but
I don't know. I think because it the client would have to make an API call for those. I don't know why it doesn't do that when you put the map in the DT pool, but it is what it is. A couple of other early breaks coming through here. Mathy and Riot breaking alongside Pez for the side of EMPICONES, but combo lead on the side of EMPICONES here. It's just the accuracy, I think, keeping things on the side of Hatsune Miku, or the earlier score lead. But there go Batball and Suntan, and now suddenly EMPICONES with not much to stand on. Woodchi now the only FC, though, for Hatsune Miku, as Arnold and Riot drop in the big stream section. Defon's also finding a break for EMPICONES. That is not the Brazilian, well, it's a Brazilian Defons, but it's a different Defons than the Defons of yore. And unfortunately for that new Defons, a lot of EMPICONES holding onto the score lead was dependent on keeping that combo. Mathy matching the combo from Pez, and Woodchi holding the only FC in the lobby right now.
Yeah, Woodchi got free reign at this point. If you're watching the World Cup, you know what he's capable of. I mean, Mathy there is a nice backup to have. They've got to try and establish a bit more of a score lead. It's only about 60k back. We're going to find a reset, though, that's going to help them along a little bit more. But if EMPICONES get an opportunity, there is still time.
There's still time, but it's running out pretty quickly. We're into the last quarter of the map now, and it would basically have to be Woodchi and Mathy both breaking, and that's a tall ask. These are two players who are pretty consistent at this kind of thing. There's one, though. Mathy does go down, but it's the end of the map. It's a 200,000 score lead, and without a total collapse in a slow section, Nothing is going to change here. That's the win on their second pick for Hatsune Miku. Still down the break point off of that first pick, but in a much better position than they were one map ago. Woodchi putting up the full combo here to help secure the point, and honestly, kind of a necessary full combo. 877k coming from Pez, 750k coming from Suntan, almost matching Mathy, the second highest score on Hatsune Miku. So Woodchi putting up that FC, I may as well say necessary, I think, for them to get that point. Very, very well done from him.
Yeah, I mean, that is a beautiful score. 25 100s on a very tapping-heavy map is a tall ask. But again, good scores from EMPICONES as well. You've got Suntan with the slider break. Defon's also with a 0 miss. Some real big potential from EMPICONES. Performed a lot better on that than you'd necessarily expect them to compared against a powerhouse like Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, still a very solid team score from EMPICONES. The picks for Hatsune Miku have been rather close so far, whereas EMPICONES, again, on that Nomad 6 looking extremely dominant. Should give them a lot of confidence going into this Hidden 2. Lucky Cat by Chocofan, map by Bloxy. The one map in the Hidden Pool that is not a custom. This one is relatively recently ranked, 2023 or 2024, and is pretty much just Bloxy's version of Made of Fire. It's a little bit more modern, a little bit higher mapping quality, and plays pretty similar. Very, very flow aim focused AR8 hidden pick. A couple of very, very difficult sections in the middle. Relatively easy intro or first third of the map or so, given how short the pick is. And then the last third is a little easier than the middle, but still much harder than the intro. Still quite a lot of flow aim in the back half of this map. So you're going to be expecting this to be decided in the middle and end of the map, and for most players to be able to hit most of the first third or so of this map. Breaks in that first third should get a little bit of extra attention because they can decide the pick.
Yeah, and am I right in saying that this has been used in a tournament before? Was this a DT,
Probably?
I believe?
I don't know if this was DT. This is already 6 stars Nomad, but
I wasn't sure if it was for Course Ace.
maybe?
Potentially.
I don't actually remember. Don't even know. I simply pull maps that are good and fit the round. And if they happen to be used in other tournaments, well, damn. Great minds think alike.
It's again a very short map as well. They've noticed the trend of the shorter maps making their way through the ether.
Yeah, a couple short maps in this pool, a couple long maps in this pool. We did see DT4 get banned out. That's 4 minutes and 16 seconds after double time. And, of course, a lot of the longer maps have not yet been picked. Stuff like the Nomad 1, the Nomad 3, the Nomad 5 is banned out. The Hidden 1 and Hidden 3 have not been picked yet. Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2 have not been picked. So a lot of the long maps just not getting picked so far. Maybe we'll end up seeing those a little later on, but I think it's a function of these teams just not having the skill set to want to pick into those necessarily. A lot of these shorter maps, I think, fit these teams better, especially for the reading and speed. Here we go into it. First section of this map, you can already see some of the flow aim, some of the finger control, early break from Riot, some of the aim control coming out as well, finding the break for Nusu. And Mathy, Mathy, Riot, Nusu, and Batball all breaking there. So it's number 37, Arnold, TFGE, and Twilight holding on to FCs right now.
Yeah, those outer players are the ones to watch right now. Number 37 and Arnold faring better, mainly because Twilight is a bit behind on the accuracy, but the combo's going to keep EMPICONES in the running at the moment, and actually they are in a slight lead. There is the big break. TFGE goes down. Nusu and Matthew also find resets, but it's not traded by Hatsune Miku, so they hold all the cards right now.
Oh, there's a big chain miss from number 37, though. Matthew also finding the break. Riot dropping once again. It's Twilight and Arnold holding the FCs. The accuracy better for Arnold, but the supporting combo better for Twilight. Nusu and TFG holding, but there goes Twilight. The FC now gone for EMPICONES, and it's just Arnold holding this 99% FC, the sole reason why Hatsune Miku is winning this pick right now. As more misses come out for Batball, Nusu, Riot, and Mathy, it is just all Arnold on this map. TFGE going to break near the end, and that's going to do it. 180,000 score lead and climbing going into the ending of the map. And with no combo to speak of on the side of EMPICONES, it's already secured. Arnold has done the job, looking to finish out the full combo with almost 99.5 accuracy. A stark contrast to that No Mod 6. This map looking extremely good for a player we usually expect to be very, very strong on these low AR hidden picks.
Yeah, when you're pulling half of your opposing team's score purely on your own, it gives you such a breadth of width to play with it. But overall, more consistency on the side of EMPICONES. You got a couple of good 500 to 600Ks there, faring slightly better on their supporting players as well. But the standout performance from Arnold is enough to break back. And much needed as well going into the second ban phase.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there were a couple of other great scorers to talk about. At least one on the side of Hatsune Miku from number 37. 630k for him, still better than the top score from EMPICONES out of Twilight, that's 613k. Of course, the bottom scores from Riot and Mathy on the side of Hatsune Miku were lower than anybody on EMPICONES. So those two big scores did a lot of work for Hatsune Miku on that map. And sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes one big carry player and one really, really good supporting score like that can be enough to make the difference. And in that case, it was very, very well done from them. And of course, solid effort from EMPICONES, but just not enough in the face of that full combo. Needed somebody match that. We're going to see a very early or very quick DT3 ban from EMPICONES. Into the second round of bans now. We do have staggered bans in the Perennial. So you ban one map per team, play 4 maps, and then ban another map per team. Waiting on the second ban from Hatsune Miku now. And with No Mod 6 and Hidden 2 going opposite ways, Free Mod 2 maybe not as simple of a ban as it once may have seemed. Maybe we'll go into something like the Hidden 3, the Hard Rock 3, the No Mod 3, or dare I say it, the Free Mod 3. Hopefully not. But I do still think banning out one of those other aim control focused picks is probably a solid idea. It's going to be No Mod 4 instead, the Tech No Mod picks. That custom by Aknose and Pip now banned out here. Unfortunate for them that that pick is banned out, but I think a good ban for Hatsune Miku nonetheless.
Yeah, and as Free Mod 3 enjoyers, you can breathe a sigh of relief for now. It has escaped the ban phase, but will it enter the pick phase? That is the question. So,
probably not for Hatsune Miku, at least.
No, I don't think so. Probably not.
No, I'm thinking a DT1 and No Mod 2. Maybe a Hard Rock one here, or a Hidden one for Hatsune Miku. Hidden one a little bit burstier on that 210 BPM. Quite dense also, but again, there are some very, very good hidden awkward aim burst density players on the side of Hatsune Miku. And still generally a mechanics pick. If you want to go for tapping, Romanesque is pretty much the only map left in the pool that really tests that. With DT4 banned out, DT3 banned out, No Mod 5 banned out, and DT2 already picked. So most of the tapping already gone here with 3 bans to that area and 1 pick already over and done with. See if they want to go with something else, though. They did just win that Hidden 2, so maybe something like a Hidden 3 is in the cards for Hatsune Miku instead.
Yeah, Hidden is a bit different. Isn't more of that dense aim that you saw maybe in like Free Mod 1, because, that didn't really go their way. So if it is going to be a Hidden, it makes sense for it to be the Hidden 3 over the Hidden 1. But then again, we're not the players. The players will pick anything and everything to prove us wrong, won't they, dear?
Yeah, we'll see what they want to go with. It is just going to be that No Mod 2, more of the tapping strain here. Taking almost the full timer to get there, but thinking it over and thinking, yeah, No Mod 2 is probably the best pick left. Let's just go with that. Make sure we get ahead on this pick, as it is tied up 2-2 right now. Close match so far, and into Romanesque. 200 BPM space streams and stamina on this map. It's only 2 minutes long, but it feels longer when you're playing it, that's for sure. This is A pretty straightforward map, but very, very difficult on the stamina and pure flow aim. OWC 2021 Finals Nomad 2, so now from 3 years ago, actually, for Romanesque here. Knowledge King Custom for that OWC round. Back here, once again, still holds up, but of course in a much earlier round of 16 and quarterfinals, as tournaments have changed a bit since then. Skill cap has gone up, skill floor has gone up, players have gotten better, especially at tapping, thanks to rapid triggers. So a lot of players generally pretty comfortable with this 200 BPM stream stamina. We'll see how true that is for these players in particular.
Yeah, not me. I'm not one of them, but yeah, definitely the players at the higher end of the of the ranks.
Well, your roster's mostly in for both these teams. Riot, Arnold, and Mathy in for Hatsune Miku right now. Suntan, Batball, and Pez in for EMPICONES right now. Just waiting on the fourth for both of these teams. Woodchi and Kama would make sense for Hatsune Miku. Maybe Big Funds, Manus for EMPICONES. We'll have to see exactly who comes in.
Yeah, and again, both of these rosters, I imagine, or they look very solid on paper. So even though it's a Hatsune Miku pick, we've already seen it happen once. You know, they can be broken, they can drop points, and this might be one that I think could be closely contested if EMPICONES play their cards right.
If they can find a break point here. On to the Nomad 2. Woodchi joining in for Hatsune Miku. Mains joining in for EMPICONES. Alongside the previously mentioned members. Once again, just 200 BPM, death streams, and flow aim. That's the name of the game on this map. If you can tap 200 BPM, and if you can use flow aim on the streams, you should have a pretty good time here. And looks like Bancho is fixed for all of our starting scorers, I think. Starting accuracy a little low here for Mathy and Arnold on the side of Hatsune Miku. Same goes for Batball on the side of EMPICONES. And Batball, unfortunately, not recovering that accuracy super well. But there goes Mathy with a slider break. And so the early breaks from EMPICONES not going to matter too much. There goes Riot as well. And the score lead now going pretty quickly over the way of EMPICONES. Again, this map's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So this can very, very quickly go wrong for a team if you do find multiple misses. It's Woodchi on the double S, Arnold on the FC, and no FCs aside from Defons on the side of EMPICONES, but all of the combos very, very high for them.
Yeah, very good stuff for EMPICONES. They are going to hold the score difference for now. But again, we're going to be hitting a lot more of those spaced, stamina-intensive streams very soon. There goes Defons, big combo gone. Batball dropping the full combo as well. It's those supports that are left up against a recovering and dominating Hatsune Miku right now.
And this is the toughest part of the map. There goes Suntan. It's just Pez now against the world, but that's a tough ask. Arnold is going to drop, but Woodchi is matching Pez, and there goes Pez, and there goes the score. Hatsune Miku holding the FC from Woodchi and two big supports from Riot and Mathy. Riot will drop on the Super Space stream. Mathy will drop right afterwards on the D-Cell stream, but Woodchi is still going strong. We've said it before in this match, but sometimes all it takes is one really, really good score, and Woodchi's got it here for Hatsune Miku, still holding on to the FC, high 98 accuracy going into the ending, showing no signs of stopping and no discomfort on this map at all. Looked really, really solid through the whole pick, and is going to be a big part of the reason why they win this map. Very, very well played from him, especially look at the recovery combos from Defons and Pez. That could have gone poorly for Hatsune Miku if Woodchi has not dropped that FC, but big score and big point for Hatsune Miku, keeping themselves ahead in this match, winning their third pick and going up 3-2.
Yeah, Woodchi's showing why he is an Osu champion with that incredible score. But really good scores all round. You know, EMPICONES, like I said, they were looking very dangerous going into that, but like you said, Woodsheet just managing to hold them down and wait for that implosion.
Yeah, I mean, if Woodsheet drops 600k there, or below 600k there, they lose. The entire score difference was 370k. So if he goes from 960k to 590k, Hatsune and Miku lose that map. So if he drops 550k, similar to Arnold or Matthew, they lose. So that's a very, very good team score from EMPICONES, and Woodsheet just doing real work for Hatsune and Miku on that one.
Yes, so now we go to Once Upon a Time in Tokyo for EMPICONES' third pick. Another custom, I believe, if that difficulty name is correct.
That is an edit of this map. This was, I think, a tournament map for a different tournament. I'll take a look at that real quick. I know it's in the map description. This was for Mediterranean Cup Draft Finals No Mod 3 in that tournament. This difficulty was edited to remove some 1/6 later on in the map that don't appear anywhere else in the entire pick. So just removing some active 1/6 bursts from this map, and otherwise untouched here. Very, very flow aim focused alt map. Does have some aim control as well, but very much focused on the flow aim for this map, and be, I think, hard pressed to say that this is more snap alt than flow, as a lot of the most difficult patterns are just extremely, extremely spaced flow patterns.
Yeah, taking out those 1/6 definitely is going to help make the map feel a little bit more consistent in how it plays out. You know, adding those to a particular section of the map is it just adds to the technical chance of breaking, because it's a bit out of nowhere. It's not in the same style as the rest of the map. So an understandable change, and one I think the players will appreciate to a degree. They've played it before. But the one thing you could say is a lot more of a lengthier map, 4 minutes in length. Really going to bring out that consistency that, not that it hasn't been tested, but majority of maps have been on the short side.
Yeah, a lot of the picks so far have been shorter. Even the last one still only 2 minutes and 30 seconds or so. This map is going to be one of the first longer picks that we have. We're in for a ride here on this one. Woodsheet, Riot, Arnold, and Matthew in for Hatsune Miku. TFGE, Twilight, Defons, and Carlos Flow in for the Flow Aim alt pick here for EMPICONES.
Immediately straight into that early break. Carlos Flow and Matthew are going to be finding the first ones up for Hatsune Miku, as everyone else settles nicely into the rhythm of this one. Twilight actually not settling in as well as we first thought. That's going to give a mild advantage to Hatsune Miku early on.
Just a mild one, though. Again, 4-minute map, so quite a lot of time for things to change, but another break for Carlos Flow, going to even things out with Woodsheet finding the break on the other side for Hatsune Miku. Ryan and Arnold, alongside a good support from Matthew versus TFGE and Defons. Slightly lower supporting combo for Twilight, but slightly higher supporting combo for Carlos Flow over Woodsheet. Generally still slightly favored to Hatsune Miku. There goes Matthew, though, and Woodsheet as well, so both of those supporting scores breaking for Hatsune Miku. And suddenly the shoe on the other foot combo lead back the way of EMPICONES here, going into the first Ki time. This is where a lot of those really difficult patterns come through. Defons and Arnold breaking. 2 of those FCs down now. It's just Riot and TFGE holding the FCs for either team. Another break to come through for Woodsheet, and the supporting combos continuing to hold for EMPICONES. Big chain miss from Twilight is going to give a little bit of score back, but the combo still held for TFGE and Carlos Flow, and that's all that matters. As long as they have one of those big supports alongside that FC, they're going to continue building that score lead ever so slowly in their favor.
Yeah, TFGE, Riot, the neighbors, they are battling away. And that supporting combo break from Matthew. So the supporting combo from Carlos. Flo going to be doing a lot of work as well. A bit more of an open field. As Defons and Twilight going to hold the rest of Hatsune Miku at bay at this stage. So back into that Ki. There goes TFG. Big drop incoming for EMPICONES. Riot still holding on. If he makes it out of this Ki time, they will be in very good position.
The problem for Hatsune Miku, though, is that it's really just Riot and Arnold, and with 3 of these big supporting combos for EMPICONES. Okay, there goes Defons. I was going to say, it's not going to matter too much, but there goes Arnold to trade instantly. Carlos and Twilight is enough combo to match Riot and Mathy. So this is not as big of a combo lead as it would seem. The score lead staying about where it is. There goes Carlos, though, and that's one of the big combos gone. Mathy is going to drop, but now there is combo lead on the side of Hatsune Miku. Riot unmatched on the FC versus really just Twilight on a big combo for EMPICONES. TFG matching the combo from Arnold. Defons matching the combo from Woodchi. And it's all eyes on Riot. He misses right at the end of that section. They're all going to see the combos at the break. It's Twilight holding the biggest combo in the lobby. And EMPICONES with only a 30k, not even 30k score lead for EMPICONES right now. It all rests on how well they can do on this ending section.
Yeah, but if you look, there's just no supporting combo. Hatsune Miku, Woodchi's got the highest at the moment. And it's gone. On point.
And that is probably going to be the pick. Defons will find the miss, but Twilight still holding 900. Carlos matching the best combo on Hatsune Miku from Mathy. And everybody eating a little bit of pavement on this map at one point or another. But the recoveries for EMPICONES have been better throughout the map than for the majority of Hatsune Miku. Everybody above that 400k mark for EMPICONES and 500k for Twilight. Not going to match the top score in the lobby from Riot, but 150,000 score lead right before the end of the map says it all. EMPICONES just better as a full team on this map. Less of a fourth player syndrome, less of a standout performance, but that team consistency coming up for them on this map, keeping it tied up 3-3.
Yeah, again, it is a 1400 combo from Riot, but you got to look at the EMPICONES. This is what did the damage. They're both 1000 combo. Put them at 500k. It pretty much nullified anything that he made. And yeah, like you said, just not enough good around support for Riot on that one to really shine with that 1400. And that's why EMPICONES are keeping things even.
Once more, an aim control pick going well for EMPICONES here. Did fumble the bag on the hidden 2, but able to make it work there on the No-Mod 3. 2 Floyan picks back-to-back, won by different teams just by virtue of the BPM and the amount of aim control in them. So Hatsune Miku winning the stream-focused pick, EMPICONES winning the alt-focused pick, and now there's no tapping left in this pool, Demarsh. I mean, the most tapping in any map left in the entire pool is the hidden 1, and that's just a lot of bursts and short streams. I think at max length is 17 notes in the hidden 1, so there's some stamina involved in that, but 17 notes of 210 BPM is not that much for most players at this level. So there's really almost 0 tapping left in this pool. We got 4 aim picks left, and 1, 2, 3 alt focus picks left. If you count the free mod 2, there's 5 aim picks left. And of course the Hard Rock 2 as well is somewhat aim control focused. So it's really just the pure aim mechanics versus the aim control. Where do these teams want to go? Hatsune Miku probably picking into the pure aim and mechanics, the No-Mod 1, Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, DT 1, and maybe that free mod 2, whereas EMPICONES probably picking into that aim control, the Hidden 3, the Hard Rock 3, the free mod 3, and maybe that Hard Rock 2. So we'll see where they want to go. My money is on EMPICONES picking into the Hidden 3 and the free mod 3, and Hatsune Miku picking into the Hidden 1 and probably the DT 1, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. And something else as well. No sign of intercambing throughout this match.
No intercambing and no will cooking. So one of those reading players gone for Hatsune Miku, and one of the mechanics and Hard Rock players gone for Hatsune Miku. So it does make these remaining mechanics picks a little bit more difficult. They're going to go into the Hard Rock 3 instead, completely flipping the script here, going into that aim control. And it's going to be Nanatsu Momiji Akari here for Hatsune Miku. Now, YF and Mimi's collab extra. Song by Asaka. This is some aim control hard rock tech. CS 4.5 no mod, so CS 5.85 on hard rock. And star rating, of course, going up to 7.07. This is a very, very tricky map when you put aim control, higher BPM aim control as well, 180 BPM for this map. When you put alt-style patterns on 180 BPM and throw on hard rock, it's extremely hard for most people to be consistent on this kind of a skill set. And I almost think of this as kind of a skill cap test for a lot of players. If you think about it that way, I think it makes sense as a pick for Hatsune Miku. Because a lot of their members are very, very high ranked without BWS, are, you know, 2-digit players. And so the skill cap on that team is definitely there. I don't necessarily agree with the skill set selection here for the Hard Rock 3, as EMPICONES have shown that they're very good on the alt-style picks and on a lot of the aim control-focused picks. But if you think about skill cap for both of these teams, I think the picks start to make sense a little bit here.
Yeah, and this map's got some volatility to it, so, you know, they might be banking on EMPICONES maybe making a mistake. We know they're the sort of team that doesn't necessarily, or at least haven't necessarily relied on getting those full combos in match. They're definitely more based around overall team performance, and a map like this can make that quite tricky to perform. So there might be more strategy to this, but we will have to see.
Again, I think even if you're looking at the remaining maps in the pool for EMPICONES as picks, you know, we talked about potential picks for them. Probably they want the Hidden 3 and the Free Mod 3, not necessarily this map. As a lot of their roster not necessarily hard rock players, or not really known for the hard rock. So even the mod selection can somewhat work in the favor of Hatsune Miku here. As we get into the very first hard rock pick of the match. Neither team has touched hard rock, neither banned nor picked all match long. So let's see how this first hard rock map goes. If it goes very well for one team or the other, they have a couple of other options. That hard rock 2 still open. The hard rock 1 different from this map, but still open as well. Kama, Riot, Mathy, and Woodji in for Hatsune Miku, Pez, Twilight, Nusu, and Carlos Flow in for EMPICONES. Getting down to the wire in this pool and down to the wire with these picks. Let's see just how well it goes for both of these teams. Very, very early miss for Kama. Didn't impact too much. Another couple of misses here from Riot, Pez, and Carlos Flow. Twilight and Nusu with the full combos versus Woodji and Mathy on the opposing side. Kama on a better supporting combo, but there goes Mathy, and there goes Riot, and there goes Kama, and now suddenly it's just Woodji versus the 2 FCs and a supporting combo from Carlos Flow on the side of EMPICONES. And Woodji's gone now as well. Everybody's gone for Hatsune Miku. This is about as bad of a start as you could have possibly had on this map.
Again, it's a shorter map. It's less than 3 minutes long. Nusu going to be dropping a full combo, though, so that's good news for Hatsune Miku, who are trying to get a recovery. Pez has gone as well. Mathy, though, finding a reset, not what they want. Twilight still holding strong with the full combo and good supporting combo from Carlos Flow. So EMPICONES are still running away with it a little, even with the break from Nusu, but the breaks are just coming in too frequently for Hatsune Miku, relying on Kama and Riot right now to hold the line.
And there goes Riot, along with the bottom row there for Hatsune Miku. Twilight will drop the only remaining full combo here for EMPICONES. Carlos Flow on the recovery, though, is still there to match the big combo from Kama, and Pez still has an unmatched supporting combo for EMPICONES. It's only a 130,000 score lead. It is not big right now. If there's a wipe for EMPICONES, this would go instantly back the way of Hatsune Miku. We're into a slower section, a bit of free combo for both of these teams. How well can they hold into the ending here? Gonna get into another little bit of aim control after these slider sections go away. After we get past this slider sections, huge combo for Carlos, huge combo for Kama. Eyes on those corner players, as Pez also holding a pretty big combo. Everybody on substantial combo here after this section, and it's really just going to depend on how well they hold on during the ending with these ridiculous flow snap triples. There goes Carlos, and now it's just all Kama. The score lead going back the way of Hatsune Miku. Woodji will trade the miss, but there goes Kama, and that should be the map.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Pez coming in clutch right at the end, holding down Riot. Nusu as well, very nice. Riot will drop at the end. And Wuchi knows that that was not a good performance from Hatsune Miku. Not what they needed. The map was volatile, but it backfired and hurt them more than it did EMPICONES. Again, another one of those all-round good team performances compared to Hatsune Miku, who've just got a couple of outliers.
And now, again, we talked about it before this, but EMPICONES, Hard Rock 2 still available, Hidden 3 still available, Free Mod 3 still available. With the No Mod 3 and the Hard Rock 3 going their way, I think they should have full confidence going into those remaining kind of alti aim control focused picks. Free Mod 3 a little different in that it is a little higher BPM. It's a little bit more streamy than alt necessarily, but it does still make sense for them. And honestly, I think if you're just looking at which maps make the most sense, probably the Hidden 3 Free Mod 3 for this team. You're probably not picking any of the 1 slots that are available. Maybe you pick into the Hard Rock 2, but I would probably stay away from the Free Mod 2 as well here for EMPICONES. So this is looking very, very good for them with 2 pretty straightforward picks here. And if they do feel like the Hard Rock 2 is good, they can go into that as well. All they need to do now is just win their next 2 picks. They don't have to do anything else. They have 2 picks remaining. They win both. They're done. They're into the winner's bracket quarterfinals through an upset over Hatsune Miku. This is a team that we looked at as potentially, top 6, top 4 overall in the tournament at the start. For them to go into loser's bracket in round 1 would be a massive upset because of both the qualifiers incident with them missing a couple players in qualifiers and now missing Will Cookie and intercambing here. Hatsune Miku struggling a little bit to close this match out.
Yeah, they really are starting to see that missing those players working against them. It helped them because not that it helped them missing them last time, but they were able to overcome the qualifiers with their roster before, but now is working against them, and they're really having to pull hard with the 6 members that they've got to try and bring home some points. And it is going to be that Hidden 3 as EMPICONES look to continue driving along the road to victory and getting that 5th point on the board.
Well, so far it's looking pretty good for them. Try Rai Rai by Norris Tree, mapped by Artisan. Trizen, if you will. Alt pick and hidden, and a very, very fun map. This is a little more snap focused, does have some high spacing flow patterns as well, but at 132 BPM, a lot of the emphasis and difficulty is on some higher spacing snaps in this map. This can be somewhat tricky for a lot of players, especially hidden alt can be more difficult than it looks, right? It's just an alt map, it's just got hidden on, how hard could it be? Well, pretty hard most of the time, honestly speaking. We'll see how well these players can deal with it. Lots of good hidden players on both teams, lots of good alt players on both teams, but EMPICONES have had the advantage when it comes to those alt-focused picks and when it comes to aim control generally, as we saw in the Hard Rock 3 last map.
And I do want to point something out as well, is that we are due to have Wide People Happy versus Rikma 5 winner at 20 UTC. Obviously, we're going to carry on with the action that's here, but we will be transitioning into that match as soon as we can get through this one. It's going to be a long one for us, isn't it, dear?
It's going to be a long one. That's okay, though. Make sure both of those matches get broadcast. We may be maybe a map or 2 late on Wide People Happy versus Rikma 5 winner, but that's all right. Got to stay around for this one. This is a very close match between 2 pretty evenly matched teams, so definitely looking forward to seeing the rest of this match and how this shakes out. Waiting on one more member now for EMPICONES. Number 37, Riot, Kama, and Mathy in for Hatsune Miku. Nusu, Suntan, TFGE, and Carlos Flow in for EMPICONES. Start timer is out. Teams are ready to go. Let's get into what could be the last pick for EMPICONES. If they're able to win this and take a break point, they are out of the match 6-3 and they win. Hatsune Miku really desperately looking for a break point here to make sure that they have at least a chance at that tiebreaker, even if EMPICONES win their next pick. EMPICONES, of course, really, really wanting this win here, not wanting it to come down to that tiebreaker, wanting to be able to secure the win with just their own picks. It starts here.
Yep, they're going to have to try to keep themselves level with EMPICONES because already not looking great. Couple of drops coming in. Matthew had a very early one, but nothing too detrimental. Karma and Riot, though, also finding some misses along the way. And already it's starting to look a little scary with not a single drop coming in from EMPICONES so far.
Yeah, very, very early drop, I think, for Suntan, but on a reverse choke, it's almost no different from an FC. And so with the two FCs, actually one FC and one reverse choke for Hatsune Miku now versus effectively a four-way for EMPICONES. Riot dropping once again is continuing to look good for EMPICONES here during the first KI time. You can see a lot of these snap patterns alongside some pretty difficult flow, some very high spacing there. Riot and Kama breaking on that big triple. Carlos for breaking right after. Suntan matching the break as well, and suddenly the combos are even, Demarsh. Nusu and TFGE versus number 37 and Mathy. 2 FCs per team, and otherwise pretty much dead even here. An ever so slight supporting combo lead for Hatsune Miku with another break for Carlos Flow to come through.
Yeah, and an interesting thing as well is I'm surprised not to see Arnold come in for Hatsune Miku on this one.
Yeah.
Definitely be the sort of player you'd expect to see to come in for the hidden map of all things.
Arnold definitely has had a little bit of troubles this match. Of course, did put up the FC on the hidden too, but otherwise has looked a little shaky in some places, so maybe just a comfort thing. There goes number 37, and there goes Mathy, and that's both the FCs now gone for Hatsune Miku, by the way. And Nusu will trade. TFGE will trade right after, and suddenly the combos are evened up yet again with a delayed matching break from EMPICONES on both of those FCs. It's Suntan and Carlos versus Riot and Kama. There goes Riot. One of those combos down for Hatsune Miku. Another break for Nusu to come through, but that's not who Hatsune Miku needs to break. They need breaks from Suntan and Carlos in order to win this map. It is just Kama holding any competitive combo. Number 37 and Mathy have some combo to their name as well on the supporting combos, but it is all eyes on the right-hand side of the screen. Suntan and Carlos Flow, if they can continue to hold, this should be a win for EMPICONES, but the score lead ever so slowly going the way of Hatsune Miku, about 1,000 score a second going their way, and there's still a quarter of the map to go. There goes Carlos Flow. It's matched by Riot, but that is a huge drop for EMPICONES, and now Hatsune Miku looking better and better near the end. There goes Suntan. There goes TFG. There goes the score line.
Yeah, Karma the only one still holding. Matthew gonna drop the support and Karma. Number 37 still there though. Nusu the only one from EMPICONES to hold through that section, and it's just absolutely decimated them in seconds. Karma will drop though, but number 37 still there. Nusu not gonna be able to do anything about it either, and there's no map left.
There's no map left and no time left for a comeback for EMPICONES. Number 37 with 700 combo, Nusu with 500. Even if number 37 drops, it's a 100,000 score lead for Hatsune Miku, and that is the end of the map. Hatsune Miku take it back in the last quarter of that pick after being behind all map long. The S rank for number 37 to close it out. Very good scores from Kama and Mathy as well, up at that 550k. I mean, it all came down, honestly, to the 650k from number 37. You've got 590k from Nusu, not quite matching number 37. You've got 550k for TFGE, just 20k behind Kama's score, and you've got 520k for Suntan, about 30k behind Mathy's score. So it's those top three scores all being just ever so slightly ahead for Hatsune Miku, pulling them over the edge by a combined only 100k, an extremely close pick, but they managed to make it work, and now they are guaranteed their last pick. Hatsune Miku tying it up 4-4, keeping us as close as you can possibly get in this match. One pick left for each team before potentially we go to tiebreaker for the third time in round of 16.
Yes, Hatsune Miku, they just managed to slide under the closing door and escape the killer on that one, because losing that point would have put them in a very dire position. But now they have to find a pick. They've won a break point. Now they have to find something that's going to work for them.
How about Fremont 3, guys? Any Fremont 3 pickers? Any Fremont 3 enjoyers? Let's see the original. Come on.
Raise your hands. Come on. Hands, anybody? Hands. Hello. They're not going to bite that quickly.
I guess not. We'll see where they want to go. The Hard Rock 3 did not work out for Hatsune Miku, so I don't really anticipate them going into the Hard Rock 3 after that, or into the Hard Rock 2 or Hard Rock 1 after that. Maybe we see a Hidden 1 from Hatsune Miku. They did win both the Hidden 2 and the Hidden 3. I would not be surprised to see them just pick the third Hidden map. If you won both other maps in a mod category, probably picking the third map in that mod is a good idea. So realistically speaking, I think the Hidden 1 is probably a very good pick for them. If they don't go that way, maybe the DT1, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be DT1 for Hatsune Miku. EMPICONES in qualifiers got the second best overall team score on DT1, so this is a bit of a gamble. But it's not a bad pick. Again, the DT skill cap and skill floor for Hatsune Miku is very, very good. But the same can be said for EMPICONES specifically on DT aim, so I anticipate a close map on this one.
Yeah, agreed. It's going to be a bit of a battle. Going to come to those clutch players, but we've seen Hatsune Miku players, they've had their standout moments, a couple of good FCs coming in, Wudgie being an example, Arnold being an example. They have got they've got the skill cap kind of players who can bring home an FC when it's needed, and it is going to be needed, I think, on a match like this. EMPICONES are going to put up a really good squad for this, because we've seen them do it in the qualifiers, we've seen them do it in the group stage. They are going to feel really comfortable on this map, and it's a good pick from Hatsune Miku, but like you said, it doesn't come without its risks.
Definitely not. Scores in qualifiers for DT1 were 1.8 million versus 2.7 million for Hatsune Miku versus EMPICONES on DT1 and quals. Now, that was a very different DT1. A little awkward aim focused, a little more reading focused, a little bit more slider aim focused. This DT1 extremely straightforward, just some 240 BPM aim on AR 10.3, OD 9.8, and that's it. So these teams going to be able to put forth their best foot on this map. Let's see exactly which one of them is more prepared for this high AR DT aim. Matthew, Wudgie, Kama, and Arnold, or Pez, Suntan, Twilight, and Carlos Flo. Last pick here for Hatsune Miku. If they win this, they guarantee themselves at least a tiebreaker. If they lose this, they have to take another break point versus EMPICONES on EMPICONES' last pick.
Yeah, it's all to play for in this first matchup. Let's see who is going to come out on top. You've got strong players on both sides who've shown what they can do. Twilight has been a standout player this match, alongside Carlos Flo as well. They've both been performing very, very well. But, you can't doubt players like Wudgie and Arnold. They've both brought home FCs on Hatsune Miku picks. And if I was Hatsune Miku right now, that's what I'd want to see once again.
See just how well they can do. Everybody holding on through the intro here. Classic song, by the way. Shout out Cowboy Bebop.
Bang.
Nobody breaking still. A couple of awkward aim sections here in this map as well. Outside the KI times, a lot of wide angle jumps. Little bits of pattern aim, those overlapping triangles that we just saw. Nobody breaking there either. Ever so slight accuracy lead for EMPICONES, but switching back and forth as the hundreds drop for either team. So no substantial advantage anywhere. Already a third of the way through this map. It's only 2 minutes and 40 seconds after DT. It's not short, but it's not long, that's for sure. And we are already a third of the way into the first KI time. 500 combo now on everyone in the lobby. 4-way full combo for both teams right now. The first player to drop definitely going to feel disappointed here. Still at the end of this first KI time, the back and forth jumps only missed by Twilight and Kama, but the trade is there for both teams, and we are still neck and neck. 6 full combos, 3 for either team on this map.
Yeah, the accuracy's gonna be favoring Hatsune Miku right now. Twilight came off of that break a little bit worse for wear, but the trade-up is going to keep them in the game for this one. Score margin not going anywhere for how far we are through the map.
I mean, this is just ridiculous. Guys, this map is 7.34 stars. It's not exactly easy. Kama is going to find another slider break, actually. And that's going to give combo lead over to EMPICONES. Any misses now will matter a ton. We're three-quarters of the way in, and there goes Woodchi. It's still the three-way full combo for EMPICONES. Matthew and Arnold left alone right now for Hatsune Miku with the quick successive breaks for Woodchi and Kama. They're singing the blues right now for Hatsune Miku. Blue hair and blue music for them. Blue atmosphere as all of their big combos drop one after the other. It's just Arnold and Matthew, but 3 full combos and a big supporting combo for Twilight. And we're coming up on the very last bit of map. 350,000 score lead for EMPICONES. Twilight will miss once more, but that is not what you need. Arnold will miss the last note right before the spinner, and that is 4.3 million team score for EMPICONES. Number 2 on the DT1 in qualifiers was not a fluke. Do not mess with this team on the DT AIM.
Wow. 99.62, 99.55, and 99.4. What? That's insane. Incredible accuracy. 3 perfect FCs. Man, that is such a good team
Two
score.
collective misses for their whole team, and they were both on the same person. Like, that is just nuts, man. 4.3 million team score for EMPICONES on that map is absolutely stellar. And now they get their last pick with the chance to close it out here in an upset over Hatsune Miku. Again, a team that we predicted would probably end up top 6, maybe top 4, just based off the strength of roster, but who have had problems in both qualifiers and this match with having that full roster, with having their full strength at the table to play with. And EMPICONES here potentially able to take full advantage, potentially able to pull off a big upset and get themselves a spot in the winner's bracket quarterfinals, secure themselves at least one more week in the tournament. If you're in winner's bracket quarterfinals, you've made top 12, you've made it to the semis. So this is a big, big map for EMPICONES. This is a big pick for EMPICONES. Has to be good. And out of the remaining picks, I mean, I really only see Hard Rock 2 Free Mod 3, but they could go with something a little different. It is going to be the Hard Rock 1 instead. They won the Hard Rock 3 earlier, and they're going to go with more of that inconsistency. They won Hard Rock 3, they won DT 1, and they won Free Mod 1, and they say, you know what? Maybe aim mechanics are our thing, after all. Let's go into the Hard Rock 1, because we got 2 breakpoints on the aim maps that they picked, and we broke point them on the Hard Rock 3 earlier. And I can't say I'm opposed to this pick at all. 200 BPM, kind of old style Okuratu aim map. This was originally mapped back in 2014 or 2015, and it does show, but it's been polished up to be ranked in, I think, 2023. So this is a very, very old map, just because it was mapped pretty early on. Yeah, this was... or no, excuse me. This is a top diff for a map that was originally made in 2014, but is in the same style. So you can still tell, but it's been polished up. This map, 7.28 stars after Hard Rock. And of course, CS 5.2, AR10, OD10.
Yeah, get out your coppers and polish them to a high sheen. That's what this map is. Old map made for the modern day. I love to see it. And like you said, solid pick for EMPICONES going into this. But should they be unable to convert this to a point, then we will be summoning the Azure Arburator to decide how this will fare. And I'd be lying to say I would kind of want to see it again.
I'm just
Not
sad
favoritism.
we didn't get to see Free Mod 3, man. I'm just sad we didn't get to see that.
You know what's going to happen? It's going to already be played in that match at 20 UTC.
Oh my god, that would actually be the worst possible timeline. commission original, commission background for original, get custom map. It gets played once all weekend. That one play doesn't get streamed. That would actually be the worst possible timeline. Let's hope that didn't happen. I'm actually checking the ref sheet right now. You just gave me a new fear. Oh my god, man. One fear. One fear. Oh no.
Oh, we hold our breath. Oh, you're alright. It was numbered 1.
All right, good.
So
good.
far. So far, just no mod 1. Unlucky for Laser, but at least we didn't miss the free mod 3 anywhere. That's good. There is still time, my friend. Still time, as here we go. Map number 10. This will decide whether this match ends right now, or whether we require the tiebreaker. Already seen twice this weekend, which is nuts for a round of 16.
Let's see if we can see it a third time, no? Let's see if we can get it a third time. I would gladly keep streaming this match for a tiebreaker. I'm super happy to see a tiebreaker here, but EMPICONES, obviously, they don't want that. Early break from Carlos Flo, very, very early break from Pez. Arnold with an early break on the side of Hatsune Miku. 2 FCs to 3 in the favor of Hatsune Miku right now, but still high combo on EMPICONES, so not a big combo lead by any stretch for Hatsune Miku at the moment.
Yeah, both plenty of time for things to go right or wrong, depending on who you're backing right now. And, yeah, Hatsune Miku. They've got us to the start they want, but they need to avoid the volatility that comes with an older style of map. Even when it's polished, it's still based in a time forgotten. Can they overcome it? Big spacing, no one tripped up just yet.
And waiting on those Ki times, there are, of course, still tough patterns outside of them, but definitely easier than in the Ki times, as is so often the case with these aim maps. Big flow pattern trips up Suntan and Matthew, the 2 Chileans, breaking for either team here. Riot also finding a slider break for Hatsune Miku. That's a big combo down for Hatsune Miku now. EMPICONES matching the combos coming out of the 2 big ones from Kama and Arnold, but Carlos Flo also some extra combo for EMPICONES here. Into this Ki time now, and everybody still holding for EMPICONES. Into another big stream and slider jumps, and they all hold. The combo's intact now. Combo lead on the side of the blue team going into the last third of the map.
Yeah, and that is not good for Hatsune Miku right now. There is a third of the map left, and they need to summon everything that they've got and pray that EMPICONES have got another miss in there somewhere, because as things stand, EMPICONES are going to knock them down to the losers bracket. We have got a quarter of the map left. Can they hold their nerve?
They need to hold their nerve and pray, Demarche, because if everything stays as it is, this score lead's just going to keep growing for EMPICONES. They need misses out of one of these big combos. And there's Nusu. He finds the drop. It's Pez and Carlos Flo now versus Arnold and Kama on the big combos, but an unmatched support for Hatsune Miku. But there goes Arnold, the big FC down. And now it's Pez with a reverse choke versus Kama. Carlos Flo unmatched on 1200. Suntan will break. It's Matthew and Riot to match the supporting combo from Carlos. And only a 75,000 score lead. This could still go back the way of Hatsune Miku, even in the last second here. But there goes Riot, and there goes the score lead back the way of EMPICONES. And it's looking like this is going to be the upset. Pez will find the break right before the end. Is there enough time for it to go back over to Hatsune Miku? It's only a 70k score lead. Can they hold on? Is there enough time for it to come back? I think there's one last big stream here at the end, but it's not going to be enough. 35k for EMPICONES is all they need to close out the match and take hold of the upset win.
Incredible stuff. Seed number 9 knocks down seed number 8. Take a bow, EMPICONES. You have caused an upset.
I would love to stream Azure Arbitrator for fun, but as Demar said, we already have another match going on right now, so we're going to switch over to that. Congratulations to EMPICONES on the win, and very, very well played from Hatsune Miku. Tons of extremely close maps, even that last one, less than 35k for EMPICONES, the score lead there. So extremely good stuff from both of these teams. Solidly won for EMPICONES.